Hello, welcome back. Posterized podcast brought to you by 2040 Sports. I'm Joe. We got Izzy. We got Bubba. Izzy and Bubba, say hi to people.
What's up?
Hey. Glad to have all three of us here today on the pod. Last couple pods here. Been short, been truncated. Got one guy, two guys, but we have all three of us here today. Love to see that. We got Izzy on a new computer, coming in with that crystal clear look. Oh, love that smile. Love to see it. And we're gonna get right into it here. Obviously, we had Game 5 of the finals yesterday. Bucks take Game 5, up 3-2. What do y'all think?
Didn't see it coming. I did not see the Bucks lead in this series at all, to be honest. That game was by far the best game of a finals in a while. I think we could all agree on that. I mean, just the play by Drew Holiday to Giannis, that's legendary stuff. That's like Kobe to Shaq, man. That was legendary stuff. Over CP3, it's one of the funnest finals to watch in a while. And I think it's a big part because fans are back. What do you guys think? Fans have made, I feel like, a huge difference. The atmosphere feels so electric, like in both stadiums.
The whole arena, like, you can tell is getting deafening just with the TV. That's letting you know the whole energy is different. I'm getting killed by my friends for Suns and 6, but you know what? Suns and 7. I don't care.
You got it?
Yeah, Suns and 7. Suns and 7. No, like, that game was legendary. I'm not gonna lie, that game was back and forth. It was defense versus defense, offensively. They got hot. Giannis low-key saved the game with that like legendary play, going up and just finishing and rim and got it in. That's Shaq shit. That's Shaq shit right there. That's Superman. That's the new Dwight Howard type shit. But the Suns, really, it all came down to like them focusing on CP3 and Devin Booker. If they were to keep giving the ball more looks to Campaign and Cameron Johnson, I don't even know if they missed that whole third quarter and fourth quarter. I don't know if those boys missed. They were saving the game left and right. Give them more touches. DeAndre Ayton is low-key laying an egg the past 2 games, but he's doing fine now. Passing the ball. CP3 was literally not even looking at him when he had a good lane to just get a quick dunk. Trying to do too much on a play. You got to involve everybody. They're going to shut down. Milwaukee's going to shut down Booker and CP3 if that same move is what you're doing. Book with the okay, they're gonna lock that down. They figured it out. CP3
no. Booker scored 40 points in back-to-back games.
He had to work for him though.
Yeah, I mean, but he's Devin Booker. He's always gonna get the 40 piece. And it feels like every game the Suns are ahead, and it feels like they are like just the better team, but for some reason in the fourth quarter it's different atmosphere every single time. Like the Bucks take over and they have to go on a run. This game was like so back and forth. It was just awesome, but it was back and forth in the fourth. It all has been happening in the fourth quarter. Do you think the Suns can't even close anymore? Do you think they're having trouble closing the gaps?
They can close.
I feel like they can, because I mean they've proven it in past series against teams that I think the Bucks are a little bit better than, but I don't think the Bucks are far and away better than a lot of the teams the Suns have faced. And it's like you were saying, Bubba. I feel like the Suns, like, they're controlling a good portion of these games. You know, a good part you feel like, okay, I kind of know what's going on here. Like, the Suns got a good grip on this game, but maybe they're not extending the lead exactly to where they need it to be. And then if you leave the door open for Giannis, and this goes back to what I'm pretty sure Izzy said this a few weeks ago on one of the early pods. He said that back when we were in the conference finals, he said if you get Giannis to the finals, watch him go off. Like watch it. You know, it's going to be hard for him to lose in the finals, right? Because I think we're all in agreement that this is, you know, Giannis isn't he's not going to be going to the finals every year for a decade like LeBron. You know, like, he has this team, and he needs to get his chip. You know, because he's not going to have a chance every single year to do that necessarily, right?
I mean, I think if he wins, this is one of the best finals runs, like, ever. You know?
Oh yeah. Yeah. It looks good for him. It looks really good.
I mean, down 2-0 with the Nets, right?
Yeah.
And down 2-0 here in the finals against the Suns. With the Suns, Suns got home court as well, you know, and it's just like, how do you? I don't know.
Three wins is cool.
Another finals run is better. I mean, I know Bubba's 2011 Mavs, you know, great run, of course, right? You got to go into that one.
Oh yeah, Dirk's on the cover, baby. Hey, Dirk's on the 2K.
Toronto had the best finals run in 2019.
LeBron?
That's just like that.
I said Toronto.
Oh, Toronto.
That's objectively not true.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how else to address that besides just saying that it's not true.
There's
Come on,
entire country.
A full strength Golden State Warriors team against that Raptors team. Come on, bro.
It's not happening.
You could say a few adjustments on the Miami Heat and Dirk gets beat. And we can also say if no James Harden injury, Nets kill Giannis. You can say a fully loaded Nets kill the whole.
Yeah, game. But a Golden State Warriors team with Steph and Kayvon Looney is nothing.
Oh, that's tough.
It's still Stephen Curry. It's still Stephen Curry.
He tried his best, but I mean, the Raptors didn't get hurt, bro. That was just flat out. They just didn't get hurt.
The Raptors were the better team.
That's not true.
If you got better conditioning, because injuries in the finals come down to conditioning. Those are like when you're constantly.
Those injuries came down to the medical staff not allowing Kevin Durant to fully heal his whole body. They were like, "Oh yeah, he's totally ready to go." Whenever everybody knew he wasn't totally ready to go.
Like Klay Thompson did?
Yeah, like Klay did. Let's jump into more finals talk since we're talking about it a lot. Let's start with like, who do you think would be the finals MVP? And do you guys do you see this going 7 games?
Yes, it's going to 7. Fuck you, Joe. It's at the outset. I don't know what you're going to say, but I'm going to say it. Matt, if you're not Suns in 7, fuck you too.
I've been Suns in 7 basically ever since the season started.
It's hard to tell with you, Matt.
I was Suns Nets. I have said Suns Nets.
After you said I've been Suns in 7 since.
But hey,
I win.
The Nets were gonna win.
You were just Mavs in 6. You were just Mavs in 6. You were Joe, am I lying?
I'm just saying.
He was
Mavs, you know, Mavs sweeping their way through the finals, and you know,
what?
Mavs in 4.
And then the mayor of Dallas is gonna present a big ass key to Luka, and you know,
oh my god,
right off into the sunset together.
Matthew will somehow get a date.
That's not true. I said Suns Nets. You can go all the way back. I said Suns Nets, and then the Nets all got hurt, and so I was just like, well, I'm going for the Suns then.
Wizard Bubba.
But since the beginning of the season?
Yes, since the beginning of the season, I said the Suns Nets.
There's no.
Yeah, Yes. I was telling people.
So at the beginning of the season,
where am I
Brain my brain is hurting listening to this.
I swear on my life, I was telling people Suns and Nets will be in the finals, but the Nets didn't make it.
Beginning of the season,
And I said Suns.
You didn't even have your math.
I said Suns would face the Lakers, in the Western Conference Finals. The Lakers got hurt.
Zingas Pingus was going to be averaging 13 and 10 and going to take you to the finals with Doncic.
No, I did not think that. I'm not an irrational Mavs thinker. I'm not irrational.
No, it's just like I said. You're going to ride off happily into the sunset, and then somehow you were going to marry into the Doncic family. And you're gonna be fanboying over him for the rest of your life, and he's gonna win 5 chips.
Probably. I mean, if they get
a house in the Italian countryside, and you're
Italian country,
you're gonna live a charmed life as part of the Doncic family.
Okay, getting back to the topic. Who wins the Finals MVP? Is it
Devin Booker by far?
You think so?
Okay, well, I mean, Devin Booker's not gonna win it because Bucks are gonna win this year.
Oh, Joe.
Over the Suns.
So Joe's going with Giannis.
I think there's a chance of 2 things happening. I think either the Bucks win Tuesday, win 6, or the Suns win in 7. I don't think the Bucks are winning in 7. I think if the Suns are gonna pull it off, they're gonna pull it off. And they're gonna win both games if they win one.
The Suns are gonna come out, no bullshit, no games, making adjustments.
You think they've been playing games? Devin Booker's got 82 points in the last 2 games.
I think they've become set in a kind of adjustment rotation where they just, okay, we can kill them with this. We can kill them with this little duo. We can kill them with these same 3 moves. But these next 2 games, you're not going to be able to catch a pattern on. Monty Williams is going to, because that 4th quarter in Game 5 was down to coaching. That's why it was going back and forth. Those adjustments being made from Budenholzer and Williams. Like, this next game is going to come down to, no, we're making adjustments, switching everything. We're not staying in one pattern, in one play. We're going to do shit around the board. Suns is going to fuck them up with 2 games. Long big style. Yeah. And then Devin Booker's going to get Finals MVP. They're going to call him Mini Mamba. It's going to be like Charles Barkley's going to grow a full fucking head of hair. He'll be so excited. This is going to be legendary for Phoenix. I might squeeze down to Arizona, hopefully with you guys, and we do a posterized episode live from the parade,
Hey, man, if I got the time, I'm definitely down.
The Larry O'Brien ain't going to fucking Milwaukee, Joe. You can check that out.
That it would be disrespectful to Mr. O'Brien. You just can't put that in Milwaukee. But yeah, I feel like if the Bucks win, and like I said, I think they may. I think if they're going to win, they're going to win 6.
They're going to choke, man.
But I think if they win, they're going to win in 7. I don't think Giannis is going to let a loss happen in Game 7.
He missed the last few critical free throws.
Yeah,
I don't think it's going to matter, dude.
There's a lot of potential.
You've been saying it. You've been saying it. Once you get him to the finals, he's going to dominate. So if you get him to Game 7, he's going to have that Jordan mentality, and he's just going to want to he may put up 50 if they get to Game 7.
I don't like seeing him miss
clutch
free throws. I don't like seeing that. I think he's going to choke.
I think
he's going off. I'm not saying he ain't going to go off, but I think he's going to choke. You don't miss those. You've been in a rhythm all series, hitting both of them or hitting one of them when these fans scream 11. It's the 4th quarter, you're 2-2, and you miss both back to back. No, you're losing. That's a mindset. You're losing. After that, I don't know. After that, I don't know, because Devin Booker ain't gonna do that. Chris Middleton ain't gonna do that. Well, he did, but Chris Paul ain't gonna do that.
So Izzy, you're 100% riding with the Suns, but if the Suns win, there's gonna be a lot of people out there that, you know, even though Chris Paul didn't obviously like not having as good of a series as Devin Booker, they're gonna say give him the MVP. So what do you?
Chris Paul?
Yeah.
I can see that.
People are saying that.
You know,
People are saying that now.
You know, that whole thing. But it's like, it's hard for me as some. I mean, we're only 5 games in, obviously. It's going to go 7 if the Suns win. It's hard for me to see Devin Booker 82 points in 2 games in losses. You know what I mean? In losses, but then have that resiliency. It's hard for me to go up there and say, yeah, Chris Paul deserves MVP. And if they were the MVP of the playoff run, give it to Chris Paul. If it's the MVP of the season for the Suns, give it to Chris Paul. But in terms of like just how the players have been playing in the finals, it just seems like it's like a, you know, we want him to have this, you know, great bookends to his career, and he's kind of got to get the finals MVP. It's written in stone, you know, it's just prophecy sent down from the basketball gods that Chris Paul is going to get 1 finals, and he's going to win the finals MVP, and he's going to be, you know, the veteran guy that leads the team and is charismatic and all that. And, you know, I love that. It's a great story, but I don't necessarily know if I can say he's deserving of that.
Well, here's the thing. I don't think he will because of Game 4. Did he not have 7 or 9 turnovers? I believe he had 9 turnovers. And those, like, were one of the sole reasons they lost the game were those turnovers. Like, uncharacteristic turnovers. Like, CP3 never does those type of turnovers. Now, I want to talk.
He just came back from having COVID.
Yeah, I mean, that's true.
That's not a quick turnaround. That's normally a 2 to 3 week, but that leads into like a month or 2 month turnaround.
That's true. But I want to talk about his legacy real quick. While we're on him, how do you think he would go down if they lose this finals? And this is it. He doesn't reach another finals. And this is what we're looking at. Like, this is his crescendo, his Charles Barkley moment. You know? How do you...
He goes down as a Charles Barkley point guard.
But is he the best player to not win a finals?
Yeah.
You think so? You think Chris Paul?
Not the, like, but, like, one of the best players to... If he loses this is he's one of the best players to not win the ring. And that was the consensus with him way before this. Like when he willed the Thunder into the fucking playoffs. The Thunder
got into
the Rockets all they could handle. I don't know how, but like
the Rockets would have won that series if he wasn't hurt. I think we can all probably agree on that. They had Golden State on the ropes like every single game. And then Game 7, they missed a record amount of threes. I think they made 9 and they shot 40. It was incredible. It was like.
And to Joe's point, Chris Paul should get the finals because these turnovers have been wild, man. But just the little things he does and he's been doing in this series have literally been changing the tide of the whole game. He literally changes the tempo at will. In the Suns' wins they've had, it's been great offense. Okay, we lock down Booker. Booker starts being youthful, over-emotional. Chris Paul fucking turns the game around with leadership. It's literally been that in every game, but it's been shining out in every win. I think he gets MVP just off the principle. They're like, this Suns team right now, they're not in it like they are right now without Chris Paul. You take him out of the equation in this team, these Suns ain't even in the finals. They not. Because they're a good team, but they're only working because they got that main pod. They only work because they got the point guard.
What were you
Sorry,
saying?
Yeah, I feel like, I mean, no, I don't think anyone's out here disrespecting Chris Paul. I don't think anyone's saying that he wasn't vital to the run, because he has been, right? I mean, Suns, maybe in the conference finals without him, you know, maybe not, right? Like, it's clear, yeah. Like, they're there in large part because of what he's been able to do throughout the entire season, and specifically in the postseason, right?
Yeah.
But like I said, this is just not that. It's not the award. That's not what we're giving out. We're giving out the Finals MVP, most valuable player in the Finals in this series, right?
I agree.
I don't know if I can say that he is that guy. I don't know if
I should have came for.
And it. I think I want him. I want to see him get a ring more than anyone, right?
Yeah.
He deserves it. If there's any person that's ever played in the NBA that deserves it, it's him, right? Chris Paul, like the most stand-up guy you could ever meet, probably, right?
Yeah.
Great leadership. He's had a great career.
Well, that's what his teammates think about him.
That's because he's the last of a dying breed, man. He's one of those last, Gary Payton-esque point guards.
He's kind of a jerk on the court. He's kind of like the guy that you don't want to face, right? Like, oh, that guy's jersey is not tucked in. That's a delay of game penalty, blah, blah, blah. Like, what the hell, dude? Like, you don't want to play that guy, but you want that guy on your team.
That's the similar trade of goats.
I agree with you, Joe. Keep going, man. You're on a roll.
Yeah, no, I was just saying, I think pretty much everyone, most casual fans want to see him win, and it'd be great. It'd be a great way to kind of close out his career. But if he doesn't, I mean, going back to your question, Bubba, if he doesn't win, I mean, who else is in the conversation of people, best players without a ring? Obviously, Charles Barkley,
Russell Westbrook,
Allen Iverson,
yeah,
James Harden,
Penny Hardaway,
yeah.
Grant Hill. What are we doing? Grant fucking Hill.
Yeah, but he got hurt, which kind of sucked. He was really good he was really good. Tracy McGrady, Vince Carter. There's some great players. I mean, I think Sir Charles and probably I would say Pat
Ewing.
Yeah, are probably the best. And AI.
Who was like just a dominant ass elite for
years.
Yeah,
they rigged the NBA lottery for him to go to New York, and then he never won a title there. It's crazy.
Came close every fucking time.
Crazy.
Never.
I think if you had to give it in like a ranking, like just who's the best, it'd probably go Charles, Ewing, Iverson, maybe probably Chris Paul, then Iverson. Because of
I put Paul ahead of AI. I put Paul.
Yeah, just because you could even put Chris Paul ahead of Ewing because of the ends of their career. Like, I think this whole renaissance from leaving the Rockets, going to OKC, and just becoming this pure point leader, like you're saying, has really helped Chris Paul's legacy towards the end of his. Because he could have just tailed out, He got to the Western Conference Finals, then they lost, and he got hurt, and he was just kind of like he could have just tailed out. But he's riding high. But I don't think he's the Finals MVP. I still think it would be Devin Booker or Giannis. Now I want to talk about Team USA and what's going on with them. Do you think these games even matter? I mean, they're exhibition games. The games aren't actually like till later. I think it has a lot to do with the rules. I think they're not understanding the rules too much.
I agree with that. I think it's not. Yeah, I think I feel like they understand the rules. And well, first of all, we should just for all listeners out there. Obviously, we talked about this last one. Team USA lost to Nigeria, but since then they've lost to Australia as well. And so
I don't think they've won a game.
I think they beat. They
beat some team.
Argentina.
Argentina.
Oh yeah, I think you're right.
Argentina. They lost Australia and Nigeria. They beat Argentina. But pretty much like for me, exhibition game. Obviously, it's not the actual Olympics, right? But it still does matter because I feel like it shows the rest of the world how seriously we take it. And what's really telling to me is I saw this clip, and it's just like 2 minutes of Team USA just like begging for fouls in these. Just like
on the same clip,
throwing stuff up, hope like stuff that's not going in, shots that
That's what I was saying. I don't think they understand the rules.
Well, for me, it's like they're smart guys, and they've been briefed on the differences in international rules as opposed to NBA. I think they know the rules. I think that they just don't want to try. They kind of want these games to be given to them. They're like, yep, all right, that's a foul. I'll make 2 free throws. That's easier than actually making a move and like getting the bucket. You know what I mean? So I think they feel like the respect should just be given to them because they have USA on the front of their jersey, and that alone should get them calls, and that alone should just like put them in cruise control to a win. And obviously I hate to say that, I'm rooting for our boys, right? But that's how I see it, and it's just like I don't want it upsets me. It really does, because it's like you guys can take this seriously, right? You're representing your country. You go out there and you give your best effort, right? You don't try to cheat the system and think that you get preferential treatment because you play in the NBA, and a lot of these guys you're facing don't play in the NBA. You go out there, you fight your hardest, and if you do, if they did, then we would be winning these games easily. But we're not, because I don't think we're necessarily giving everything we got. And I think we're expecting a lot to be given to us.
Yeah,
they're only going to take these games seriously when the actual competition starts.
I agree.
Because Team USA kind of has a history of doing. They got a history of just being god awful in the exhibitions and like the pre's as of late, and then just like steamrolling when the actual game gets around. And I think that's because of the winning culture that Team USA has had of just being the best basketball team in the Olympics. I think that's catching up to them. I feel like it might happen in this Olympics where the actual games down the line happen and they get upset, right? And like a team fucks them up because they think it's going to be another year of this shit being sweet. Like this attitude is learned, and that carries over. I agree with you, Joe. That shit that's gonna bite him in the ass.
Team Slovenia for gold right here. Team Slovenia.
Team Slovenia.
Yes.
Love that.
And Luka played, dude. Those, of course, big Mavs fan, but it was kind of crazy. They were playing like just one-off teams, and in like the first half, Luka would have like 19 points and 13 assists, and he didn't play his second in the half. And then like the last game before they qualified, he played like the 32 minutes and he had like 40 points. It's just like he's just kind of jogging against these other guys, and then whenever I agree, Izzy. I mean, I think whenever push comes to shove, these pro players, like they're like, okay, now we got to win, like we're just kind of going through walkthroughs. But I hate that mentality. I wish they would come through guns blazing, because like you look at teams like the 2008 Olympics with Kobe and LeBron and Dwayne Wade and Darren Williams in his prime, like Chris Paul, just destroying teams. And then you look at 12, and it's the same thing. You got young Kyrie trying to freaking go one-on-one with Kobe. You have like those type of conversation in practice. I don't know. It definitely feels a little off, these losses compared to former Olympic runs, because I don't know if y'all knew this, but after the Dream Team, we kind of went on a run of like a couple golds, couple silvers, and then a couple bronze. and then we started to pick it back up. Like I believe Spain won gold a couple times because they had like they had good players because they were just taking people from Madrid, and Madrid's a legit Euro team. So I don't know. I feel like when push comes to shove, they're all going to show up. You know, what do you think, Joe?
Yeah, I definitely think they're going to show up eventually. It really puzzles me because you have, Pop's the head coach. And I feel like of all the coaches in the NBA that I think wouldn't be taking this crap from the players, I would think it'd be him, right? But yet we're seeing that. I don't really know. Like I'd love to be a fly on the wall in that locker room and see what Pop's telling him, because he just doesn't seem like the kind of guy that would let his team play down to the competition.
Who's the leader in the locker room? Attendance has been a big issue, low key. I mean, yeah, you got KD in there, but all right, who else? Because I don't peg KD for the leader type. I peg him for hey, I'm the best guy on this court. I'm gonna give my input where it's needed, but other than that, do your thing. And I mean, Pop is the Hall of Fame coach. So I think that's the general consensus.
Of course.
Yeah.
But I feel like respect for first ballot Hall of Fame coach isn't the consensus in that locker room. Spurs have had had some rough seasons. I don't think the respect is there, because what leader is even in the locker room for them to take anything seriously?
They got Draymond in there. They got Damian in there. They got leadership in there.
That doesn't spell leadership to me. What I see is Draymond, who only really cares about his team. Dame, focused on Portland, maybe. He's been in the soap opera with Portland a little bit.
Yeah, I want to get into that. So I want to get into really Rumorville. Yeah. Kawhi and Dame. So earlier this week, executives were actually starting to believe that Kawhi is going to opt out. They don't have destinations. They have teams that are surely interested in him. Like the Mavs are the big number one team. Then the Heat. Then I think a lot of other teams I can't remember. But then you have Dame, with more rumors coming out where he's interested in LA, New York, and of course the Heat, because I don't know why the Heat are always going to be in the picture. Yeah, but they're not going to go back to a finals with another ad. Sorry. But what do you guys think there? I think personally, if Kawhi opts out, he's just going to re-sign. Like, I don't. And here's the deal. We don't know what the extent of that ACL tear was. Was it we believe partial tear, not like a full tear. But that is still majority of the season you're gone. So a team would be taking a risk signing him rather than just him. See, here's what I believe is going to happen. I believe he's going to stay a year, then go to free agency. He's got another year left. I mean, I believe he's just going to stay and then go to free agency, because I don't think they're going to make it into the finals the next year. And he's just going to be disappointed because he's rode hard and put up wet to dry. He has had a long career. Finals MVP multiple times, played a lot, and went through a lot. What do you guys think there? I mean, I don't see him leaving LA.
I don't see him. Yeah, I halfway agree with you, Joe. Maybe you.
Every week though, that another rumor comes out about him, which is kind of
that always happens.
Interesting. It's interesting though. It's different.
He doesn't talk. Talk.
Yeah.
I mean, remember when people thought he was going to the Knicks?
Well, everybody always thinks that.
Yeah. I also leave in LA, period. I don't even think he's going to go into free agency. I think he really does just want to stay home. Because anywhere else, I feel like he's going to do the same thing he did with my guys, Toronto, and just try to win one and come back. I don't think he wants to leave home. Now that he has this, I know how to win mentality. What I do think is Paul George might not be in LA for a long time. That's what we should be looking at. What about you, Joe? What you think?
Yeah, no, I agree with you about Kawhi. You know, get from LA, got family there. I feel like that's a big thing for him, to be in LA. And also, what I'm looking at is, if he were to leave and go somewhere, right? It would be like what you're saying, you'd be going for a chip. But I'm trying to think, like, what team is like gonna get a chip with like a partial half of Kawhi Leonard, pretty much, right? Like I'm trying to think.
You're really buying for the next year, like
yeah.
next year.
Yes, maybe the Mavs.
Hey, the Mavs would go far with Kawhi on. Come on.
Yeah, but I mean,
you gotta be honest.
With Porzingis averaging fucking what 10.
It wouldn't matter. It wouldn't matter if Kawhi's over here putting up 40 and so's Luka. Like, it wouldn't matter. And he's locking down on defense. Luka doesn't have to do anything.
A perfect example of why that ain't true.
Hey, I'm just
saying,
saying.
LeBron should show you why that doesn't work. You need 3, not 2. Not 2, Matt.
Hey, one's about to win the NBA Finals, so.
Ooh.
Yeah. Just saying. Okay, so what do you guys think about Dame? He's shutting down every rumor that happens to come up. But again, he's another guy where it's like the rumors happen every week, and they're all different. I think guys like that,
This might be a trade. What do you guys think? Like,
I think guys like those players actually do get
for Dame. Paul George for Dame. Kawhi wants a point. Hold on, just stay with me. Look, Kawhi wants a fucking point guard, and the point guard they got now is alright, but it ain't cutting. Paul George, maybe one of the points.
Trailblazers aren't accepting that deal, my guy.
And
nope.
Dame Lillard, entertaining. Dame Lillard on the Clippers. Dame and Kawhi. That's a chip.
Dame's gonna go to the other LA team. He was already in purple and gold in Space Jam. LeBron knew what he was doing, man.
Ooh. You think Dame Lillard wants to play with LeBron?
No, I think he's just gonna stay
in Portland for his whole career, talking about I don't want an easy chip.
I think
one of those damn Lakers.
I think in reality he's gonna stay. But if guys like that get traded, not because they want to get traded though, because the team just trades him. What do you think, Joe? What do you think about Dame?
I feel like I think Dame's staying as well. I think I can't see the Trailblazers getting rid of him. I shouldn't say that. I can't see it, but I don't think it's gonna happen because they know how valuable an asset he is, and I don't know if anyone is gonna be willing to give them what the Trailblazers want for him. Because like what you were saying, Izzy, Dame for Paul George, the Trailblazers are responding to that one and saying Paul George plus 2 first-round picks and a couple scrubs for Dame.
Yeah,
I can see the Clips doing that.
Yeah, they're doing that for every deal. They're doing that. Let's be honest. If they're going to LA, they're getting 3 guys plus probably 2 first-round picks. If they're going to NY, they're getting 2 guys and probably 3 first-round picks. You know.
But I can see the Clips making that move. Dame is going to become Dame. What's going on with Dame in Portland is going to wind up being the next Aaron Rodgers and Green Bay situation. Like that man ain't finna be losing in the fucking conference semifinals too much longer. Like I feel like he's nearing the end. I think he's going to stay in Portland, but I think they got one more year of losing left. And before that man says I'm gone.
I agree. But you're not going to see him not go to a contender. They're not going to send him to a contender. He's not going to allow that to happen. You're not going to see him go to Sacramento for like a billion first-round picks. You're not going to see him go to OKC for one of their billion picks. He's going to want to go to a contender. You know,
Milwaukee?
Yeah, they could pull strings. And I think the same with Kawhi. He's not going to want to go to a team like they're what you've all been saying. They're veterans, you know. They want to win. They're not going to go to a team like just to help build them up. They're not there yet. They're still superstars.
But where do you guys, Matt, what's some places you guys what's place you guys could see them going, just in your minds? Because I would like to see Dame go. If Dame goes to the Bucks, that becomes the new Kobe and Shaq.
I mean, probably. I mean, maybe. Yeah.
I can see Kawhi going to.
You want reality?
You know, TOR, and then running it back for another chip. I can see that.
Do you want reality, or do you want like? Okay, so I think Dame would end up in NY, and I think Kawhi would end up with the Heat or Dallas. I don't think he would go anywhere else. Here's why I think Dame would end up in NY, because they have Tom Thibodeau, and he's a point guard coach. He loves point guards. Like he has a great relationship with Derrick Rose, and Derrick Rose is the slasher version of Damian Lillard. If you can just get Derrick Rose to have that shot, you're talking about probably the same guy. And I think he would go to NY because, like you said, he wouldn't want to go to LA, and he would have a tougher road going to NY, but he would have more help than he would have with Portland, and he'd be in the East in an easier division. So I think he'd go to NY. And I think Kawhi, I don't think he works well in Miami. I've said that, and you know, not to be a homer, but realistically for him at his age with his injuries, it makes sense to go to the Mavs. You know, it does. It does. He doesn't have to really do anything. You got the 23-year-old superstar who does everything. All he has to do is shoot mid-range shots, make sure he puts up 20 to 30 points a game, gets 5 rebounds, 5 assists, and you're looking at a Western Conference Finals contender. Like, not even with updated roster. Like, you are. I mean, what do you?
No, he's right. No, as much as I am laughing on the inside because it's just funny how it adds up to why you're.
That's why I'm laughing at.
Hey, it's exciting. Hey, it's exciting. We never have this. Yeah. We never have this.
No, I have no problem laughing at Bubba when he.
No, but you're right.
When he on his Mavs fantasy way. But that is definitely true. I just don't see Kawhi leaving this offseason, especially. But even next offseason, I don't know. I don't know where. I don't know if he wants to move again. I know he wants to win, but I don't know. I don't know what the risk reward is for him. If he's willing to just do win at all costs kind of thing, find a new lens. But I think he's one of the guys that just really does value just staying put at home. And if that means that only gets to the finals 1 or 2 more times in his career, then so be it. I could be wrong, but that's kind of the way that I view Kawhi.
Speaking of free agency, I want to play a game with you guys. You guys are familiar with Fuck, Marry, Kill, right? That's not what we're playing, but I just wanted to make sure you guys are familiar. We're all gentlemen here, and we're not trying to get canceled. Bench trade franchise tag. Basically the same thing, because you're fucking them either way. One is married to a player, and the other one is definitely killing them off. Let's play a game of bench trade tag. I'll present you guys 3 athletes, and in your fantasy heads, you know what to do. We're gonna start with a little bit of NFL and then work our way to basketball.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. I like it.
DeAndre Hopkins, Odell Beckham Jr., Marshawn Lynch.
Okay. Tag DeAndre, bench Marshawn, and trade Odell.
Okay. Why?
Give me like a first for Odell. I mean, I got depending on what team I have, I already have a better receiver than Odell. And now I got a guy who's better and leader at running back. So I can just get a running back in the draft if I want to, with the pick that I pick up from Odell. Or I could just trade for a running back.
Yeah.
And if I have a tandem 2-core running back, hey, that worked for the Patriots a lot.
Joe?
No, I'm with Bubba on this one. I feel like what you're gonna get out of Hopkins is really good, but if you were to trade him, you're not gonna get as much value as you get from trading Odell, which is why I want to trade him, because you can get a good amount for him. And yeah, just like Bubba said, you take that first, and you can find someone to start in front of Marshawn as a running back. I think it opens up a lot of options, and then you have a running back who is as good as Marshawn Lynch starting for you probably, and then DeAndre Hopkins as a receiver. I thought that puts you in a good position.
Okay. Aaron Rodgers, Ndamukong King Sugu, Calvin Johnson.
Tag Rodgers, bench Sue, and trade
Megatron?
and trade Megatron. Yeah. Yeah.
Joe with the hot takes.
Yeah. And
I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
Megatron. Yeah. No, good. Aaron Rodgers. I think everyone's in agreement. He's like best arm in the NFL. Got an absolute cannon. Yeah, I mean, I feel like he's gonna do more for you there than having Megatron. You're gonna be able to get a lot from Megatron. So if you're talking prime Megatron, you're gonna be able to get a lot for him. And so that could potentially buy you. That could potentially get you a tier 2 running back and a tier 2 wide receiver. Just for him, just for Megatron. And then Sue, I mean, he has his dominant moments. He's one of those guys I feel was just way better in college than his NFL career. I mean,
He's had a good NFL career. He's had a good NFL career.
Yeah. No,
I agree.
Good NFL career, but I remember watching him when I was a little kid.
Stepping on people, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he was just eating guys alive.
Yeah.
And he's had good moments. He had good moments in the NFL. And made money. He's had a good career, and he luckily hasn't had a career-ending injury or anything like that. So, but yeah, I feel like benching him's not the end of the world.
What about you, Matthew?
I'd tag Rodgers, bench Calvin, and trade Sue. I don't like two of those players. I don't like Sue and I don't like Rodgers. I respect Rodgers' game, but I don't like him as a person. But I'll put up with it as long as he's winning. Calvin wouldn't be on the bench. He'd be starting because I think he's the greatest receiver of all time. And Sue, I I don't really need him, you know? Like, we're just going to be scoring so much. It doesn't even matter. Defense, who cares? You know, I know defense wins ball games, but I'm trying to get a payday here, you know? I'm on my final year of my contract. I'm going somewhere else. I'm the OC. I'm looking at head coach next year.
Okay.
I don't care about the defense. I'm drawing up plays after plays after plays.
That's Dallas for you. I got one more before I want for it. I'm curious to see what you guys are doing. I'm gonna make this one hard as possible. Sterling Sharp, J.J. Watt. Oh, you guys familiar with Shannon Sharp's brother, Sterling?
Yeah.
Okay. Sterling Sharp, J.J. Watt, and Joe Montana.
These are all in their primes, right?
All in their primes.
Oh, tag Joe, bench JJ, trade Sterling.
It's pre-injury Sterling?
Yeah, what?
Okay.
He's not better than prime JJ Watt and prime Joe Montana.
Hey, he might have been the best what if. He's the best. He's one of the best what ifs in football. He could have been better than his brother. His brother's the best tight end to ever walk the field.
You just said it. You just said it right there, though. It's a what if. You don't know what you're gonna get, and you can make that argument to the person. You can say all the what if stuff that you want to say when you're trying to trade him. Right. That's a great.
Hey,
when
what if you do well in Indianapolis, man? What if you do well there? You know?
Exactly. Another GM in the eyes, and you say, you know, this guy has this, and this, right? You have the perfect resources to make this guy's career, you know, yada yada, you know, all that, and at the same time, you're sitting pretty with J.J. Watt. I mean, that's not even a question.
I'm gonna make this one hard on you guys. All right, get to basketball. Who you got for basketball?
I'll leave it to you guys.
What? Oh, okay. Go first. You got one, Joe.
All right.
Dude, what? Yeah, I'm definitely. Hold on, I'm going back to JJ Watt. I'm definitely taking 20 stacks per season over Sterling Sharp.
Sterling Sharp.
If you're familiar with Sterling Sharp's college career, he's. I should have traded. I should have. I think it's Shannon Sharp instead, because that's who Sterling was with that.
I'm still taking JJ Watt and Joe Montana.
Of course.
Oh no, I'm stuck.
Right, go.
All right. I'm going LeBron, KD, and Russell Westbrook.
Tag LeBron, bench KD, trade Russ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, no. Trade. I'm trading. I'm trading LeBron, tagging KD, benching Russ.
Okay, all right. Just to be different.
Russ in as the point.
It does sound absurd, but I kind of do see the logic behind Izzy's point there. You're gonna be able to get like so much.
Yeah.
On
LeBron, I get whatever the fuck I want.
You'll be able to get so much from Russ. Meanwhile, you got.
But not. He's not a winner. He doesn't have a chip. He doesn't have a chip.
Oh, you want him to get a chip? Okay,
I don't care. I don't care about that. But if I'm talking GM, if I dangle LeBron in front of you, you're giving me a lot. You're giving me your car, your house, your wife. You're giving me your grandkids that you haven't had yet. You're giving me your soul for LeBron. And all right. For the right price.
I
don't like KD and LeBron on the same floor.
I got one for y'all. Y'all ready?
What?
Tracy McGrady, Paul Pierce, or Chris Bosh.
Trade Paul Pierce. Trade Paul Pierce.
These are all in their primes too.
Yeah. Wait. No, I'm
all in their primes. Tag Tracy McGrady. Trade Paul Pierce and bench.
Bosh.
Yeah, bench Bosch. Have him come in as opposed.
Yeah, you got to bench Bosch. I'm still
Center the whole
sure
lineup around
tag.
Brady.
I'm not sure who I'm going to tag there.
Because Pierce, even for his antics, he was a very good player.
You can get a lot for him. You could, especially in his prime.
I think I may take Pierce. I feel like he gives me a little more defensively there. And prime Tracy McGrady. I think that's
It's a lot.
It's a lot. Well, on the trading block, right? Prime Tracy McGrady, T-Mac. Yeah.
All right, Izzy. Do you got one? Do you got a basketball one?
Yes. Bill Russell, Sean Marion.
Oh, okay. All right.
And
like that, the Matrix, little Matrix.
Jason Williams. White.
Okay.
Bill Russell, Jason Williams, and Sean fucking Marion.
Okay, here's what I would do. I would tag Bill Russell.
Trade Sean Marion.
Yeah.
And
bench
Williams.
Yeah, I'd probably do that.
Trade White Chocolate?
Yeah. All right, one more from each. One more from each, and we'll get into our final thoughts.
Okay.
What do you got, Joe?
We're going Tim Duncan.
Oh, okay.
Getting good already.
He's probably starting.
No. We're going Tim Duncan, D Wade, and CP3.
All right, get D Wade though. Fuck out of here. Nah, definitely tagging Tim and benching CP3.
Your hatred is gonna cost you a chip.
What?
Most definitely tagging Tim Duncan. Benching I'm benching D Wade. I'm trading CP3.
Wow. It's outlandish.
Dude, you're gonna get so much for Dwayne Wade.
I know, that's what I'm saying. That's why I was trading away Dwayne.
You can get so much for him.
It's not even about that much about the hatred. It's just that makes the most sense.
Letting D Wade come up off the bench to throw lobs or to set up plays for Tim Duncan, just so that defenses can focus on Tim and slash him open like he's fucking Jason Voorhees.
But you got
CP3, go over there. Go to the teams.
You got probably the best pick and roller with the best pick and roller. Yeah. You just, it makes so much sense to just. All right. I got one.
Joe's house. All right, man, you got one.
You ready?
Yeah.
Prime Kevin Love, like Minnesota Timberwolves Kevin Love. You like that?
Okay.
Dwight Howard and I was kind of in my head going over this one, and I was like, should I put him in here? I think I'm gonna go with Kevin Garnett. Is it offense?
Yeah, because offense, and I don't know what the market would be like for prime Kevin Love. Like, I think he's one of those guys that everyone like respects, understands he's a good player, but I don't know how much teams are willing to give up for him. Whereas I think Dwight Howard's like, he people or teams think I can build a team around this guy, and so they're willing to give up more than what I would get for Kevin Love.
All right, Izzy.
Tagging Kevin Garnett, benching Howard, trading the fuck out of Kevin Love.
All right, you ready? You ready for what I would do? I would trade KG, tag Dwight Howard, and then
Okay.
Who else comes out of high school with Jameer Nelson on their team and takes their team to the finals?
Who's
Hey.
Nelson?
Exactly, my bro. Exactly, bro. That was Dwight Howard's one good teammate on that Magic's team that everybody seems to forget about. But he was dominant, so dominant whenever he came into the league. So dominant. And then you had Kevin Love,
for you, man.
great rebounder. I could get a lot for KG. I could get a
Yeah,
lot
you
for
can.
prime KG. So I'm okay with having Kevin Love, who's great offensively, come in for the guy who's not that great offensively, you know? And they're probably playing side by side on my team. You got Dwight Howard at center, Kevin Love at power forward.
I am getting the Twin Towers 2.0, subbing in Superman Dwight Howard with Kevin the fucking actual dog, actual DMX for the NBA Garnett. Like, come on. I'm getting the Twin Towers. I'm going to get two bullies just kicking people's ass. And I can get so much for Kevin Love because to answer your question, Joe, to answer your question, when Cleveland got him from the Timberwolves, it cost them a little bit. People kind of forget that, but it cost
Dion Waiters, right?
who at the time was high. His value was high.
Was it Dion Waiters or Andrew Wiggins?
I think it was Wiggins, because Wiggins was a big. Oh yeah, we got Wiggins, and Wiggins wasn't exposed. So
Yeah, Wiggins wasn't even expecting to get traded. He was ready to learn from LeBron. I think that really hurt his career. But anyways, as long as we agree Dirk's better than KG, Izzy, who do you have for your bench trade tag?
I'm gonna give you the hardest one I can think of. Gary Payton.
Big respect for Gary Payton.
Fuck yeah.
Love.
Good. Oh, you know what better? Okay. Yeah, Gary Payton. What's this guy? What's his fucking name? Oh man. No. Okay, I'm gonna go. Alright, yeah, GP20. Scottie Pippen and
A lot of
Chamberlain.
defense. That's a defensive team. Who was your last one?
Last one?
Wilt fucking Chamberlain.
Oh, damn. Oh.
No way.
Dude, if we could play with Prime Wilt in this year's, I'm tagging him. I want to see him play, you know?
Yeah.
I just want to see what he was like. All the stories
All the
that.
bitches and coach he wants. You just go
Dude,
play.
he had like a 45-inch vertical at 7 foot. Are you kidding me? Like, what the hell?
Yeah, it does back when they made men.
I'd probably tag Wilt. And bench Gary and trade Scotty. I feel like that's what I would do. I'd have defense.
Built, benching Scotty, trading Gary.
I'm
Okay.
trading Scottie Pippen. I'm trading Scottie.
His takes are too crazy. If he would be on my team, I would just be like, can you please shut up? We're trying to like learn basketball here, dude. Like, I don't care about
I'm
your
tagging Wilt, of course, and Gary Payton's coming off the bench, so he can just throw these lobs to Mr. Wilt. Prime Scotty was worth a lot of money. He got sorely undervalued in Chicago, so I would be able to get whoever the fuck I want for him, and I'd probably get John Stockton to just throw to Wilt all day, and then have Chief Threes probably come in at the shooting guard and just be a defensive fucking mastermind while being the leader and the vocal leader that Stockton wasn't. And boom, I get a chip. I piss on Rulas and Watson Incorporated, you know, NBA title. It's you know, it's like that. Yeah.
All right. Respect it. So,
Oh, speaking of hatred, I believe you had some hate directed towards Mr. Rogers. I heard.
yeah,
I heard
So,
that.
I didn't hear about this.
kind of going through our final thoughts. Mine's really about golf. Colin Morikawa just won the Open. It's not called the British Open anymore, but it's the British Open. He's now the first 22-year-old to win 2 majors in the same year, with Tiger Woods being the other one, which is crazy. He's crazy good. He's so good. Such a good golfer. But I want to talk about the match. I don't know if y'all saw that with TB and Phil and Bryson and Rogers. So they went for a crazy long time, but they showed it, right? And my understanding from that is, from everything from watching it, is Aaron Rodgers is not a guy I would hang out with. He was definitely the driest human being on that golf course, and it was just like everything they asked him, he was just like, yeah, man, you know, it's just like, you know, waiting for the season. It's just like, shut the fuck up, dude. Like, he's got a punchable face.
Yeah, that's fair.
Here's my biggest thing with Aaron Rodgers is this guy has said he wants out. Won't give us the exact reason besides the fact that it's the GM. He says he loves the fans, loves Green Bay, doesn't really care. Like, he likes the coach, likes the owners, just hates the GM. So, I mean, this GM, the guy who built you a Super Bowl contending team, you hate him. The guy who gets you, he's got you one of the best receivers in the league. He's got you a really, really good running back tandem. He's got you an amazing O-line. He's got you now a good defense, and you're just like, yeah, fuck this dude. I want to go to Denver where they suck. I don't get it. I don't get the guy. I don't understand him. I don't want to understand him. His family hates him. I mean, I respect the game. I know he's a great player, but he's also really, really one of the luckiest quarterbacks of all time. Let's be flat out. Like, he's one of the greatest, but he threw 3 Hail Marys, and every 3 Hail Mary was a touchdown. That's luck. That's your other guy just catching the ball with his skill. You know, that's not, everything falls into line with the Hail Mary. That's why it's called a Hail Mary. But he gets all the praise for that, and it's just so stupid. Like, he's probably my most hated athlete in any sport. Yep. That's my rant, and now, what are y'all's final thoughts?
Well, before we go, going back to Morikawa.
Yeah, respond to that shit, Joe.
No, I don't have anything like that. First of all, I understand what you're saying about Aaron Rodgers. Got a lot of respect for the game. I mean, the man's so dry because he spent too much time in the Midwest. That's just what it does to you. You know, they don't got no season on their food. That makes the people as dry, you know, as dry as what they're eating, right? So that's part of being in the Midwest. But going back earlier before that about the Open, I want the record to show that I've been on Colin Morikawa these last few tournaments, this last month or so. I've been putting a couple bucks here and there, Colin to win.
I told my buddies, I put 25 on Morikawa and Spieth, like, each. So, and they were up there.
Yeah, that's great. But yeah, I've never made. Now I'm putting $10 on Morikawa to win every tournament for the rest of my life now. But
No, he's so good. He's crazy.
He's great.
All right, Izzy, what are your final thoughts, my guy?
Before I get to that, that's funny what you say about Aaron Rodgers. He is the best human being in the NFL. He really is.
He is, man.
Joe, don't ever disrespect Midwestern cooking. I promise you, it's very well seasoned.
Wait, is he?
I don't know about Milwaukee.
I didn't know that it was called cooking. I thought it was just like stuff you put in your body. I don't know if you can call it cooking though, but go ahead.
Fucking Texas. No, final thoughts. Sports are back. Sports are fucking back. Fans are back, and I think sports is going to get a real big upheaval in like popularity and whatnot. But I do think some sports are going to die right in front of us. I think we're going to see the end of tennis. I think we're going to see tennis become like something no one watches. And no one watches tennis as it is. It's a little popular. We like watching the female tennis athletes do their thing, but tennis's rules. We're going to see the end of tennis pretty soon if they don't figure out that like you need to respect every athlete. And the Summer Olympics are going to be the same thing.
The ball should be a live grenade.
Yeah,
I agree.
The Summer Olympics are going to take a hit too if they don't get their act together. There are so many, like there are people that's flat out not competing, not wanting to compete, not pledging to not watch, and we might get like backlash. We might get major backlash from that. And we might get a lot of people just saying, fuck the Olympics. Because that's kind of what's happening in Olympic basketball, right? A lot of players are saying, you know what, I'm opting out. I'm fine. I'm cool. I don't care. I'll be in the gym.
Yeah.
We're ready. You know, we're seeing that a lot. We're seeing the death of a couple of sports. Hockey might be up there too. I know the Tampa Bay just won the Stanley Cup, but this playoffs numbers of people watching, it was low. It was low, like as low as it's been for a couple years. And I watch hockey.
Yeah, but that was because Tampa Bay is building this huge dynasty. I think
people tune in for the Stanley Cup. So we haven't heard of people about the Stanley Cup.
Internationally, hockey's not going to die. Like not international. That's one of the international
in the States.
I mean, maybe, but hockey has fighting, and what other sport has fighting? So it'll always be popular unless they take away fighting.
They're stretching the fighting far and thin, though, man.
I know. They don't really have an enforcer anymore. It's kind of dumb.
Sporadic when people get punched in the face. And I don't like it. I don't want to see you slap a puck around. I want to see you fight and then slap a puck.
There you go. Well, thank y'all, gentlemen, for your final thoughts being on the pod today. Like I said, great to have everyone back all together the weekend. We can always talk about how the Mavs are going to land every free agent, and how Toronto's road 2019 run was the best ever.
And how we're going to get a 2022 championship.
And all that other crap that we like to talk about.
And how a Spur is going to the Team USA, and how Joe's super excited for that. Keldon Johnson.
Yeah. I don't mess around with the NBA finals. I'm really, I was trying to represent my country here, Team USA. So,
Hey, he helped my fantasy basketball team, so big respect to that guy. He's a good player.
Are you guys playing fantasy this year?
Football, yes.
All the listeners out there, thank y'all for listening. We'll be back next week. This is Posterized Pod, brought to you by 2040 Sports. Head over to 2040sports.com. That's 2040sports.com. Read our articles, see other content like this, plenty of other pods out there about football. about racing, about anything you can imagine. We got hella pods out there. So thank y'all for listening over at 2040sports.com, and we will see you next week.
Hey, thank you.
Adios.
2-0 po